What's up, YouTube? Welcome to Devil's Advocate, the live stream. All right, welcome. Just coming back from work, eating, taking a shower, getting ready for a live. You guys gotta know, I love you guys. To do a live right after work. Yeah, you guys are, because of all the support I've been getting. I want to continue doing these lives because I know there's a small amount of you guys that love it, so I might as well continue it. I think tonight's live is going to be interesting, right? I think it's going to be interesting. We're going to cover a lot of different topics and and whatnot, so I think it'll be fun. Let's see. Oops. Okay. How you guys been? Hope you guys have a nice weekend. Or going to. I will be so I'm going to the Fan Expo tomorrow with my daughter. I think that would be interesting. I don't know if anybody from Philly is watching my shit. So, but Philly born. Philly. But yeah, obviously you can see I'm a big geek, so I'll be going to the Philadelphia Fan Expo. So, taking my daughter, my niece, because she likes cosplaying, so I'll be doing that tomorrow. Tell me what you guys are going to be doing. That'll be fun. But yeah, let's get started. So, it's weird, right? I don't know a whole lot about this topic, right? The whole man versus bear thing. I've been hearing it very glancing, very, in the off the beaten tracks. Some creators talk about it. So I don't know how viral it's going, but I am hearing a little bit about it. I don't understand it completely. I really don't understand it completely, but might as well react to it. This is a clip of whatever podcast they're talking about it, so I figured why not? Let's just talk about it instead of maybe finding clips on TikTok to talk about it. I might as well do it through this. So we'll start out with this clip on man versus bear, the talk that's going around. So let's check it out.
You're alone in the woods. Would you rather come across a bear or a man you don't know? Please explain your pick. Starting with you.
That's what it is. Okay, that's weird. But okay.
Go ahead.
I would say a man that I don't know, because he might have tools to help. And if he's a terrible person, then I'll take him out. That's it.
Okay.
You didn't specify the bear, so I'm going to assume it's a sun bear, and they are very cute. So I'm going to choose the bear.
You chose the bear.
The sun bear.
Yeah,
they never said which bear.
I know. So you're just assuming you're an entity?
I could exactly. So I could be a koala bear. No, that's not. But still, I choose the bear.
Beautiful.
A koala's not a bear. Yo!
The man.
What's up, J-Rob? Thank you for subscribing.
The man.
I would choose the bear.
I would choose the bear.
Wait, say it one more time. I think we missed it.
You would choose an animal that would most likely maul you, while a man it's up in the air if he would even bother. I guess it's like, if you are in front of a bear, there's a high probability the bear will maul you. It's not gonna women are just ridiculous.
I would choose the bear.
Okay. Why?
Because a man that I don't know sounds really scary.
Yeah, in the forest too.
In the forest.
He's doing something. I don't like that.
Yeah, and maybe
It's like women never watch a documentary. It's like women don't really know. This is the thing with, I think, a lot of women, or just a lot of people in general, I guess, is that they don't really expand their knowledge. They don't really learn about animals, zoology. They don't watch documentaries and shit like that. At least about animals. Bears will maul the shit out of you.
A bear weighs like well over 400 pounds.
But that would be
Literally
Yeah,
rip
what
your
in
skin
what?
off your face.
I have is it called hydrophobia? So there's a fear of forests, and I have a really big fear of like going in the forest like alone, and especially if a man came there. Like I'm like, oh my gosh,
Damn.
triggered. But a bear, I could just be like, let the bear live its life, and I'll just get out my binocular or whatever.
Did you all say man?
I said man.
All of you said man?
I said bear.
Well,
Some
okay.
bear.
Let's assume it's like a
grizzly.
And they
A grizzly
most
bear.
likely don't attack unless provoked.
Well, plus my
Yeah,
mom
but-
worked missing person,
I
so
think-
like a man in the forest was always a bad sign.
I'll take the grizzly.
Why? Men hunt.
Oh,
So do
Wait, so
grizzlies.
man, bear, bear. Do you want to answer this?
what's the question? What? Man and bear?
Okay.
Not bad.
You're alone in the
Not that big.
you're alone in the woods. Would you rather come across a bear or a man you don't know? Explain your pick.
Oh. So I'm basically like rolling out the dice on what kind of guy this is.
Yeah, I said sure, yeah.
I guess I'm alone in the woods. And
Yo, Alvy, you're amazing.
a bear, maybe? I mean, because I kind of know what to do if I encounter a bear. You like, okay, maybe I don't. Do you play dead or do you make yourself big? I don't know. I think it depends on the bear.
It depends on the bear.
It's kind of.
I don't know, but a man, if he's good, then I want the man because he'll protect me. If he's bad, then
but
I don't know
you
what
don't-
to do.
You don't
You
know.
don't know.
You don't
Exactly.
know.
So I guess
You don't know
a
the
bit.
An animal is more unpredictable than a man. With a man, you can actually talk to. Even if, let's say this, even if he's a big ass man, you have a better chance of fighting off a man than you do fighting off a bear. Absolutely ridiculous. You have a better chance of running away from a man than you have of a chance of running away from a bear.
Bear,
right?
It's just what are your chances? Like, what would you rather take your chances on?
Yeah,
Yeah,
bear, because
bear.
a bear you can like maybe get to leave you alone, but a man is just like I don't know.
Can you?
What is the origin?
Yeah.
What is? I've heard this has been going, I guess, viral recently on TikTok. What's the origination of this question? I think one of it is it pointing out that women have this perception of men that they're dangerous, and so it's on one hand it's saying women feel this way about men, but isn't it a bit? I mean, the sort of overwhelming answers for women being more comfortable with a bear, it seems like it's actually a bit sexist.
No, I just explained why. You know how to handle a bear. You like make yourself big and they leave you alone. If it's
Really?
a man, you make yourself big. He doesn't care. He could hurt you. If
Well,
you-
right
So
back.
we shouldn't be
Hold
able
on,
to.
but-
you have to think worst case scenario. You're alone in the woods.
Yeah.
I mean,
The worst case scenario is the f***ing talk. The bear don't understand English.
So men
The
can
bear
do
could be
no harm
hungry.
to a woman other
Wait,
than
wait.
just like calling her a
Wait,
bad
men are
person.
not. That's his whole point. Men are not inherently bad.
No, of
A man
course-
is not going to
well,
hurt you. You stumble
actually,
across a man in
men
the
and
woods.
women.
Chances are he's not going to hurt you,
Yep.
and that's the whole point of the question. The bear is absolutely has a more like a larger probability of hurting you than a man does in the woods, and it's that simple.
Sure.
disagree.
You can disagree, but it ain't. That ain't. It's a fact. It's a fact.
A bear wants to hunt. A bear does not attack humans, like unless it's a polar bear. A man, I don't know what you're doing in the woods. And
You
what you're
can.
following.
What? Where's the stupidity? A bear doesn't attack you. Yeah. If you come across a bear, it will attack you. If you come across a bear, it will attack you. The thing is that a bear doesn't go to you to attack you. Okay? This is the thing. If you come across a bear or a man, not that a bear just going to attack you randomly. No. If you come across a bear and a man, A bear is unpredictable. That is the delusion of women right there. The delusion of women. The delusion of women. It's like a bear is 100% unpredictable. It's an animal that can't understand English. It's unpredictable.
Even some bears attack people. Don't you watch Deadliest Animals on Netflix?
Don't you dare bring some bears into this conversation.
Even they attack people. They attack people.
No, they don't.
They attack people. And then and black bears attack people, grizzly bears attack people.
And men attack people too.
Yeah, but a man is not gonna hurt you.
Well, let me ask you guys a question, right? Like, let's say the scenario is, like, of all the men that you've walked past throughout your life, where they possibly had an opportunity to attack you.
Did they?
Did they?
Yeah, but you weren't alone in the woods.
Wait, so you're
But
saying,
I don't
just to
even,
be
I'm
clear,
not even the kind
wait,
of
just to,
like
I
woman.
actually,
Okay.
hold on. Let me go around the table asking this question. Let's say you were alone in the woods and you walked past a man. What do you guys think? Like, what do you think the probability is that just any random man would attack you if he were to walk past you? Let's say you're on a hike through a trail or something. What do you think the probability is that he would attack you?
I feel like it's you never know.
What if you had to assign a percent?
Yeah.
I'd say 50-50.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah. Alone in the woods? Why are you alone in the woods?
He's hunting.
Just
Let's say it's just. Have you guys ever been hiking alone?
yes.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Not alone.
Well, there's popular trails. I mean,
But
whatever.
that's the point.
Why
you
would
can
you do
scream.
that?
Who's gonna hear me scream? Like,
Okay, fine. You've walked past people while you're on a hike.
I've hiked
whatever.
alone before, yeah. And it's always like, it feels like 50-50.
yeah.
What do you? Okay, hold on. Let's go around the table fully on this. What about you?
Well, I wouldn't hike alone. As a woman, you just don't do that.
I do.
I think and generally it's not safe to do that as a woman, especially
Why?
at night.
Well,
At
hold on.
night.
Okay, now we're adding other factors. Why?
Well, because then you could be a potential victim to
Of what?
of a creepy man.
Let me say this, right? The whole men is, oh my God, men are so dangerous. The whole this thing. I mean, I'm not saying that men aren't dangerous. I'm not saying that shit don't happen to women. I'm not. But I'm saying that by probability, right? Percentages, okay? If a man walks, alone at night, a man, and a woman walks alone at night, right? There is a higher percent chance that he will experience violence. Because men in general experience more violence than women. I'm not saying women don't experience violence. I'm not saying things can't be unsafe for women, but I'm saying that the probability, the chances, okay, that men experience more violence than women, percentage wise. Again, I'm not saying women don't, okay? But that's the point. That's the point where women just think that, oh, I'm gonna fear men. It's just, this is the insanity that, that women go through. The chances that something will happen to you is not like 50-50. That's such an absurd idea. And again, I'm not saying something might not happen. I'm not saying that, but 50-50 is like, it's like every other time you go out, something will happen to you.
Man. Wanting to hurt you or
what do you think
wanting
the
to
percentage chance is, though?
assault you.
Okay, what's the percentage chance?
I don't know, but I would say if it was me, 30-70, 30 being he would assault me.
37? Is that
30,
what
70,
30-70 split.
70.
Wait, 30.
30% chance that he would.
Okay, what about you?
Well, I chose the man because
Oh, right. Okay.
yeah, bears are pretty scary, especially if it's like a mama bear and she's got like a kid.
Oh, you reasonable.
Yeah, but also, if you are alone in the woods, I do understand like a woman's fear being around a man, because I've been in a room with a man on my own and been like, oh, he's giving me some weird energy over here.
Yeah, me too.
And yes, if he feels as if he could get away with it, you're in the middle of like, you know, the Pacific Northwest, and it's the woods. It's like the Sasquatch area.
I always think it's the part where she's talking about, like, in a room alone with a man, he gives you a weird energy. If that man was attractive to her, the energy he gave her would not have been weird. This is the thing, right? I guarantee you, right? What women say is scary, those are ugly men. In more cases than not, it's men that are attractive, men that are charming, that are dangerous, that are more like you wouldn't imagine. The men that are in prison right now, the majority of those men are fathers. They have plenty of baby mamas. Those men are abusive. Those men could be killers, cheaters, thieves, whatever, criminals. That's the thing with women I find so hilarious. That, let's say some of the serial killers, a lot of women find these men attractive, right? But it's like women. It's just sometimes it's funny that women will be attracted to these criminals, these killers, and all this stuff, these dangerous men. But what they find truly in their minds, right, when this bear versus man thing, they imagine an ugly man. That's the thing. Those are the men that women fear. But in actuality, because you gotta think, the ones that beat women, abuse women, those are the men that gets a lot of women. As sad as it is, right? The men that cheat on women, abuse women, do terrible things to women. Those are the men that get a lot of women. I'm not saying, of course, there are some ugly, disgusting men that do horrible things, but I'm saying, you don't get to abuse women in relationships if you didn't get relationship with a woman. So you were attracted to it. She was attracted to you. So she wanted to be with you.
Right? It's very, very covered. There is a chance that a man would attack, but I don't know what the percentage is. I would still choose the man over a bear.
I have a question. Well, I want to get everybody's answer on this, so just give us quick if you can.
Well, my perspective probably isn't appropriate for YouTube, but I was victim of a violent crime.
Yep, but okay. What percentage?
I don't... Well, I've been victim of a few crimes, but one was really bad, but...
Okay.
So I would say a high percentage just from what I've seen.
What? Give us a percentage.
85.
Grid 1 Motorsports donated $200. Trick question. A man alone in the woods is already tired of a woman's shite. Thus a woman alone in the woods will never even know he was there. And he would likely take pity on the bear that ate he.
What about you? What percentage?
I'd say 50-50.
50-50. Okay.
I'm not sure, but I think it'd be very low, like less than 10%. I think most men are good and would be good.
Like, not to sound bad, but like, especially if you're a pretty woman, you're young, you're attractive, depends what you're wearing. Like, not to be rude, but like girls who are like overweight or who are not attractive, they're probably not going to be like assaulted as much.
I think if you're attractive, he would be more inclined to help you.
Yeah, that's true, but also more inclined to hurt you if he's the wrong kind of guy.
If he's the wrong kind of guy
is insane.
I think there's just too many variables.
I think women have a victim complex, and they have a really inflated look. Of course, there's monsters out there. There's men who do terrible things.
Yeah.
This is a very small portion of men. Very small portion of men who.
That's the thing that women don't understand. because we gotta put it in perspective. The criminal population, men that has been convicted, right? Men that has been convicted. Those men, even though they're a high, and the U.S. have a high population of prison, right? Have a high prison population. But even that is a small percentage of men. Okay? A small percent of men commit crimes. So really, it's like, in percentage wise, there's a small percent of men that are terrible men. So it's just sad that women will perceive that 50-50%. You know, there's a 50% chance that something will happen to them. It's like, okay.
Who are criminals, who have an inclination to attack women or assault women in whatever way that might manifest itself. So the way you feel, but like to hear these numbers, say 50%, 80, I don't know, I heard, what was the highest
85.
one? 85%? Was that you who said 85%?
I said 85.
Oh, I don't know. What did you say? What percentage?
I said 30%.
30,
50.
50. It's
I'm
like
alone.
it's a coin toss just walking by. So
That's rational.
basically what you guys are saying is 50% of men, if given the opportunity, would essay you, would assault you. Essentially, that's
No, that's not.
I was only the man in the woods.
It's
Like,
like
I was
50,
in
you
the man in
never.
the woods.
It's a 50-50 chance. You don't know.
You don't
So
know.
it's.
That's
I probably say
not
20%.
These are
If it
instincts
wasn't
that
the
of
man.
women.
course you don't know what any given man
Exactly.
But I
would
know
do.
what I have a high.
A lot of us were also taught to like not
Yeah.
go out at night alone. As a
Yeah.
woman, you don't do that.
I think
I wouldn't do that either. It's like, I wouldn't go out at night alone as well. And it's like, I've been mugged walking at night, okay? So really, it's like, okay, is it that far off to me think that I would get my ass beaten? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. So I wouldn't be surprised if I get robbed and beaten. But it's like, do I think that's like a 50% chance? No. But it's like, even I wouldn't walk around at night. It's like alone at night. It's just, this is the thing, right? The world is just dangerous. The world is dangerous, period, for everyone, for anyone. Okay? Because as sad as it is, we live in a world where it's just our culture. It is just the culture where, you know, people will take advantage of you. Plain and simple. It's not because you're a man. It's not because I've heard women, you know, commit plenty of crimes. So really, it's just how the world is. So, but I don't assume that, okay, if I'm going out at night, it's going to be 50-50. No, or 80 or whatever. I'm not saying, oh, it's automatic or it's a high percent chance. I'm just saying that, like, I wouldn't go out at night either, because I'd rather have risk mitigation, right? Not take the chance, than take that chance that something happened. That's it. It's just being cautious. It don't mean if you're a man or woman, okay?
I think the factor is
You don't
that
put
it's
yourself
a
in that
wood.
position.
It's a wooded
It's the
area.
wood, yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that's
it's creepy. Yeah, right.
There's no
the setting is
surveillance.
creepy.
There's
I'm
no
expecting to see a
police.
bear.
I think it also depends on how you grew up. Like I remember, you know, I mean, bless my mom's heart, but I grew up, you know, kind of interesting. And some, you know, she worked missing person. She was a police officer. So sometimes she'd be like, "You left the door unlocked," and I'd be like, "Yeah," and she'd be like, say something very dark that would happen to me, and I'd be like, "Whoa." Okay, and that would be like for years, decades, and so you kind of just internalize it, and yeah, you let it go. But at the end of the day, there's always that kind of lurking, like what.
But also,
Yeah.
I think this speaks volumes to
Yeah.
the biased, negative perception that y'all have towards men. Because if you ask me, the most likely man to be in the woods is a ranger.
Oh yeah. That is
No, but I mean, y'all automatically assume a guy in the woods. What is he doing in the woods? It could be a park ranger.
Well, that's
Would you
because
feel
the
better if it was a
question
park?
set up
I would
to
feel
be
better.
sure.
But yeah, anytime there's an open-ended question, the human mind is going to play into whatever its biases are.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
that's
it's
why I
risk
said. That's why I said.
assessment.
That's why I said.
The risk assessment.
We're saying
The
more than
point of the
likely he's
question
not gonna
was
attack
to
us.
figure out how
Yes, but-
women perceive men. So we know not to be like, well, it's probably a park ranger. Like,
No, it's open-ended, so it could go either way. The fact that they literally stated a man in the woods is creepy. That's open-ended. A man in the woods.
Yeah.
A man in the woods. You
I
give
don't
him a
think
label.
anybody said that.
It could be a park ranger.
Maybe it's more like
You didn't say that.
alone
Yes, you
with
did.
no one
I
for
didn't.
miles.
I never said that.
No, not you. I think she said.
I said I prefer animals over humans and I want to see
No, I think you said a man in
she
the
might
woods
have
is just
said that.
creepy. One of you said a man in the woods is just creepy.
I think it was probably me.
Was it
Probably
you?
me,
It was
yeah.
one of y'all.
But if it's a park ranger, he's not creepy. But I take back the 80% because I was thinking 80% with a man in the woods odds that he would be creepy. But if it was like just a regular man like on the street, 20%. Not high.
Can I ask the group a question?
Is it related to this?
Yes.
Okay.
Has any woman here taken like self-defense classes, and does that build your confidence? And do you think that your chances of surviving something like that encounter you're describing would be higher given those lessons?
So after the crime that happened, I was very scared, and I actually took like karate when I didn't have this going on. And I took karate for I would say 3 to 4 months, and I really liked it. And I just kind of stopped, and I don't know why, but I felt a lot of power doing that. And I don't know how much I could ward off, but it felt cool. Like, it was good.
I think it's good for women to. I don't have any objections to women learning self-defense tactics, taking martial arts, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, whatever. However, I mean, unless you rise to very top levels in that sport, the likelihood that you're going to be able to dispatch a man who has 60 pounds on you, or even who's probably the same weight, there's such a strength discrepancy between men and women, even of the same weight. I gotta be honest, self-defense classes are probably not
That's why you probably should have a gun.
gonna be sufficient.
I think it was psychological. I think it felt good to.
Well, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
It's typically when it comes to your sense of you feeling unsafe, that's exactly what it is. You feel unsafe. Whether you actually, it's with this whole bear scenario, you might feel that way, but the reality is what you feel and what is reality is very different.
Yeah, it probably won't happen again.
Well, keep in mind, we chose man for a reason. We know that the man is more than likely not going to hurt us or attack us. We're not saying that. But you're also asking women. If I were to ask you, if you were alone in the woods, would you rather, be with a woman or a man? You would, a woman or a bear, then you would choose the woman. But women, on average, get assaulted by men than vice versa. So you're...
Sure, that's fine.
Right?
Women display aggression in very different ways, though.
Sure, but...
Yeah. So, I mean, and actually, I think geez, I don't know if I really want to go down that road, but I don't think self-defense would really...
Of Krav Maga training.
Yeah.
And the best thing they teach women is the bullet.
Should we test it out?
Maybe if you mace him.
I'm pretty sure,
I'm just
it
saying
hurts,
that's a good
but
start. I'm not going to tell people how to attack men. I'm just saying if you take those classes, they teach you
how about
certain
this?
steps.
Here, let me give women better advice. Go get a firearm. That'll equalize.
bear mace.
That'll equalize
Yeah, mace.
much more than that. That'll help you out much more in a self-defense situation against a man than taking years of BJJ.
Okay.
Mace.
Yeah. Also, I don't know, it's pretty, you just block, can you just block? Autism's kicking in. The whole bear thing though, it's it's weird because on one hand, it's I feel like women think it's a W. Yeah, we're more scared of men than bears. Just kind of ridiculous on
That's
that.
why women be scared.
Yeah, no, well then why else would all these women say I'd rather be with a bear?
Because they're dumb.
Well, because
I'd rather be with a safe man.
Look, there's absolutely
that I feel safe with.
there's absolutely men that do and would attack women, but I would argue that
It's a risk.
that there's a greater likelihood that you end up with a harmless man who might actually help you. You're stuck in the forest.
I agree with
He'll
that.
save you.
True, yeah.
He'll save you.
I literally
agree
said
with that.
if you
Whereas
had tools,
if you cross
I chose
paths,
man.
you cross paths with a bear.
Most bears
I-
actually don't attack.
I don't know the stats on that.
That's polar bears.
Yeah,
but
I
the rest of them
thought-
don't.
What the hell is she talking about?
So,
You're
no,
Antarctica.
They still attack.
I don't know.
And so do men.
And you're smaller than a man as
I
well.
don't know.
So it's,
I'm pretty sure, like,
We're
if you
smaller
cross,
than both. I mean,
cross paths with the bear, like, you have to think, okay, what's the worst scenario for both? Okay, the guy is a piece of who wants to assault you. Okay, the bear is the babies are there. It's a mama bear. It's gonna maul you.
Yes, berries.
If it was babies, I would be scared of the bear if the babies were there.
Here's a question, right? Let's say you're not alone in the forest and you're with like a group. You're with another man. Would you rather cross paths with 2 men or 2 bears?
2 men.
Depends how big the man is.
2 men. 2 men. I would say 2 men. I would say 2 men.
2 men for sure.
Because then one is there to watch if anything happens.
There's definitely a bias against. I mean, there's a bias against men when it comes to this stuff.
Okay, now I understand the whole bear versus man crap. I think this is typical. It's typical. Yeah, women always have a stigma that men are automatically dangerous, but it's ridiculous to think that when you compare a man to a ferocious animal or an animal, that you wouldn't say that the animal is definitely more dangerous. But whatever. I mean, women would think what they want to think. I just think it's ridiculous that if you crossing paths with a bear, I mean, yes, I don't know the stats, but I'm really doubtful that the bear will just let you go. I'm very doubtful, but okay. That was interesting. All right, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to some TikTok clips. All right, so I saw this clip before. I thought it was interesting. Her title is pretty much "How do you divorce the good guy?" Okay, so let's play that and let's check it out.
Can we talk about how hard it is to leave the good guy? One, when you say, I want a divorce, and he's like, no, I want to work this out, everything's gonna be fine. You know, we can get through this, and he's so encouraging, and everything's just so fucking peachy keen, right? We talk about how I'm manipulated into staying because he's a good guy. He does nothing wrong. Like, the only thing he's guilty of is being lazy and, you know, not putting in effort like we did when we were in the beginning of our relationship, like any other marriage. He doesn't beat me, he doesn't do anything, he doesn't take money from me, but he downplays my emotions. I don't think he fully understands me. And we've talked about this, y'all. This has all been in counseling, but how do you leave the good guy? I'm having like an internal battle right now because like I want to leave. I want to file divorce papers and I want to freaking run to Maine or something. I mean, am I the crazy one? Am I the crazy one because I keep throwing these fits and fighting with him? I look legit crazy because I literally stay in bed all day. A lot of that is because if I don't stay in bed all day, I will nitpick him. And I didn't start doing this until like last year. Like I don't, because I'm so unhappy with myself that I will nitpick him and tear him apart. So if I stay in bed, I won't be mean. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. And I'm only sharing this because I swear to God I promise transparency. And I swear to God I promise the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I am struggling today. But this has been an ongoing struggle for the past like 6 months of my marriage. And I've said it here and there in videos, but I've never gotten this raw. I'm tired of marriage counseling. I'm tired of trying. I'm ready to leave. I'm ready for a divorce. I'm exhausted. I'm mentally at my capacity. I feel like I'm stretched thin. I feel like I can't describe it. But I am not okay today. Can we talk about how hard it...
This is something I want to talk about. If you guys haven't heard, okay, divorces are about 40 to 50%. Okay, you know, the divorce rate. Divorces are filed by women about 70% of the time. Here's the thing that the society misconstrues. They will say, oh my God, it's always the men's fault. He cheated. That's why they're divorced. That's why the divorce rate is so high. cheaters. Men are cheaters. That's why women are divorcing men at such high rates. I think that's a lie. Because a lot of, when you write down reasonings for divorces, a lot of divorces, the reasonings that they put down is, what is it? Irrevocable differences. And again, there's no proof. I have no studies. I have no proofs on this, but my own personal opinions. I honestly believe that a lot of women are like this. They divorce men because of their emotions. Because of, this is the thing, right? I saw a study that women are the ones who get predominantly bored in long-term committed relationships. They get bored quicker. And here's my 2 cents on that. Is that because women, they are addicted, and I've said this plenty of times, women are addicted to emotional highs. The dopamine effect of emotional highs, right? The happiness of, like, you know, the chemistries of, like, first time dating. The first time dating, the emotional highs of getting to know someone new, first time having sex, first time having kiss, all that stuff, right? Women are addicted to the emotional highs of those. Women are also addicted to the emotional lows because it's a dopamine effect of, like, being a victim, chaos, okay? Breakups, arguments, domestic whatever. Women are addicted to these emotional highs and lows. So I think a lot of times when women are in relationships or marriages with good men, right? Men that's not needing to rock the boat, but they are bored of those men because those men don't give these women the dopamine highs, okay, of these high and low emotional states that they want. So women will leave good men because of they are bored. They are bored of this stable relationship. They're bored of a man who's, you know, who's just going the flow, right? Who are just, he's the same every day. It's a routine. And a lot of men, they can get into a routine. It is what it is, right? Men, if they are happy or, you know, if they're fine with life, they will be set in a routine. A lot of women, they get bored of that. So a lot of times they will cause chaos. So one of the big chaos they cause is divorce. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about that. Let's break this clip down.
Is to leave the good guy. One, when you say, I want a divorce, and he's like, no, I want to work this out. Everything's going to be fine. You know, we can get through this, and he's so encouraging, and everything's just a fucking peachy keen, right? We talk about how I'm manipulated and...
This is sometimes... I'm on the fence of this, right? When one person doesn't want to be in the relationship while the other person does, I always think it's a recipe for disaster, right? I always think that's a recipe for disaster, because if both persons do not want to be in this relationship, it is hard to change a person's mind. Okay? I've said this before, where it is easier to reinforce an idea or a state of mind that, let's say, if they want to be in the marriage, it's easier to reinforce that feeling than it is to change the person's mind when they say, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. It's harder to change their mind to, you know, flip.
Just staying because he's a good guy does nothing wrong. Like, the only thing he's guilty of is being lazy and, you know, not putting in effort like we did when we were in the beginning of our relationship.
That's something I wanted to talk about. I honestly believe the we thing is a effing lie. It's the him thing. This is the thing that women are suffering from, and that's an ugly image. I stopped the crazy part. But this is the thing, right? In the beginning, the dating process, you know, the courting, men basically put in all the effort. The planning of the dates, taking the woman on the date, paying for the date, impressing her, you know, giving her fun experiences, putting effort into wooing the woman, while the woman put in absolutely zero effort. That's the thing. And this is a theory I've been working on. That this is the consequences of women's actions. Okay? How women are expected of men putting in so much effort in the dating process, in the courting process, that now that, okay, once the man got you, once the man has shown that, you know, he put in the effort to get with you, to show you that he wants to be with you. He's already now in a relationship. He's putting so much effort, while usually the woman put in absolutely zero effort. Because women really, they're not courting men, they're not impressing men, they're not trying to make men, you know, fall in love with them or any of that shit. So women really put in very minuscule amount of effort in the beginning of the dating process. So now that, let's say in the marriage process, well, a lot of men, yes, they take a step back, because this is the thing. It is tiring to constantly put in so much effort, definitely so much effort more than a person, that, you know, when do we think about the man's feelings? When do we think about, you know, treating men right? That's the thing that a lot of men feel like, you know what? When is it about me? Why is it that in the beginning of a relationship, I have to put in effort? Now, when we're at the middle or whatever of the relationship, I still have to put in the same amount of effort. When in the beginning of the relationship, you put in zero effort. And now what? Later on, you put in about half of the amount of effort, equal about me. So now a lot of men take a step back and like, no, that's not cool. That's not unfair. And I think that's the consequences that women have created when it comes to the dating market, right? Where, yeah, they expect men to put so much effort in. It's become like not that great of a feeling, right? And then men just think about, okay, fine, I'll put in so much effort now, and I get very little now. Then later on, when we're married or whatever, I'll take a step back, and now it's her turn. You know, I think that's a lot of times with women. So, and this is a thing where, like, if you want, like later on, she just lays in bed. This is a thing where, where's the effort? What do women do in the effort of trying to, I don't know, make the relationship better? Women never really say the effort that they make, you know, that they put into making the relationship better. They always expect men to do it.
The other marriage, he doesn't beat me, he doesn't do anything, he doesn't take money from me, but he downplays my emotions. I don't think he fully understands me, and we've talked about this, y'all. This is often in counseling, but how do you lead?
And this is the thing with women. Downplay their emotions. You don't understand how tiring it is when she's crying to a bunch of strangers. Obviously, your emotions are too erratic. Your emotions are too much. You're too emotional, probably most of the time. So yes, it is tiring. So no duh, this man would downplay it. So you're not being serious when you're practically probably emotional all the time.
The good guy. I'm having like an internal battle right now because like I want to leave. I want to file divorce papers and I want to freaking run to Maine or something. I mean, am I the crazy one? Am I the crazy one? Because I keep throwing these fits and fighting with him. I look legit crazy because I literally stay in bed all day. A lot of that is because if I don't stay in bed all day, I will nitpick him. And I didn't start.
And that's the thing, right? That sounds lazy to me. Stay in bed all day. This is the thing, okay? Women don't understand. Men love beauty. Men are attracted to beauty. So, here's a woman that what effort does she put in? She wants effort from a man. When a lot of women, they also become lazy. They become lazy with their looks. I guarantee it. And it happens so many times. When a woman divorces her husband, she actually looks better because she puts in the effort the effort to look better to attract the next man. But in her mind, like, okay, how about look better when you're in the relationship? Improve, like this is the thing. Find hobbies, go to the gym, improve yourself. And then maybe your partner will see that effort, see that, oh, you know what? You're actually doing something. You're actually trying, you know? Maybe he will join in. This is the thing where a lot of women don't understand that a lot of times, and I guarantee you, this is a sexless marriage. Right? I guarantee you that. Because if she's acting like this, most likely she's not giving me any. So really, this is the thing where a lot of times women don't understand. They pretty much shit on their looks. You know, they just practically go down the drain with their looks. And they really don't give men any sexual access or sexual loving. So really, a lot of men, yes, they just give up or they become lazy or they don't even bother. Because women actually make men like that. Because obviously she went down on her looks, maybe, okay? But I guarantee you she wasn't looking like this when he was courting her.
Doing this until like last year, like I don't, because I'm so unhappy with myself that I will nitpick him and tear him apart. So if I stay in bed, I won't be mean. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. And I'm only sharing this because I swear to God I promise transparency. And I swear to God I promise the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I am struggling today. But this has been an ongoing struggle for the past like 6 months of my marriage. And I've said it here and there in videos, but I've never gotten this raw. I'm tired of marriage counseling. I'm tired of trying. I'm ready to leave. I'm ready for a divorce. I'm exhausted. I'm mentally at my capacity. I feel like I'm stretched thin. I feel like I can't describe it. But I am not.
This is the thing. I mean, like, this is why I said it is harder to change a person's mind. Because she's not in it anymore. I feel bad for the man. And this is the thing where a lot of people don't talk about. This is the suffering of men. Where here's a woman that, what effort is she giving towards him? No. She's expecting him to put in the effort, to change her mind, to stay in a marriage that she chose to be in. Right? She agreed to be in. This is the problem, that people nowadays don't understand the commitment, the responsibility that you took on. Marriage is a commitment. And that's why a lot of men gave up, right? That's why either a lot of men, they gave up in the whole marriage thing, or they go passport bros. They go overseas for women who understand the sanctity of marriage. These women, they don't. They put in no effort. They really don't try. Right? I know women that, you know what? They will put in the effort in what they know that their husband likes. This is the thing where women don't tell the whole story. Because what effort is she doing to make him happy? Women forget this, right? Where women expect men to continuously make a woman happy throughout the marriage, throughout whatever, the rest of her life. While women really, they stagnate. They don't bother with making men happy. And this is the thing where if he stops, if he's tired, like, what about me? Well, this is why divorce rates are high by women. This is why women divorce men at a high rate. And this is a sad reality that a lot of married or divorced men are facing. Crap like this. A woman that sees a man, this is the thing where, what do you expect is going to happen next? Unless this woman is going to be celibate or single for the rest of her life, fine. But if she's going back in the dating market, what does she think she's going to get? This is the type of woman that becomes divorced and then goes back in the dating market and expect more from other men? No. This is why I don't have sympathy for women when it comes to the dating market. I do not have sympathy for women when it comes to the dating market. Because of crap they go through. How is this loyalty? How is this effort? Because this shows me that the next man, well, you can see what kind of effort this woman will put in. You can see what it's in store for you. That's why divorce, breakups, high body counts, all this crap is a really good indicator of what type of women you're dealing with. So, yeah, women like this is insane. Yeah, and this is the thing. That's exactly the thing. If she divorces and if she decides to go back in the dating market, she would then put in the effort to make herself look good, to make herself maybe more acceptable. I'm not even saying her, right? Women in general would do that. They will make the effort to make themselves look better to go back into the dating market. Instead of, how about making yourself look good while you were with your husband? This is the thing, women don't care about husbands or partners desiring them anymore after being in a long-term relationship with them. Insanity. But they still expect men to provide. But yet they do not care about their looks anymore. It's insane. It's insane. What do you guys think? Alright, so let's check out this clip. I think this clip was funny. So this is, I think it's a skit. Most likely it's a skit, but I think this is very indicative of the problems women have created in the dating market right now. Right? So let's check this clip out.
What you said?
I said broke niggas always got something to say.
You know me? How you know I'm broke?
You live here, don't you?
Yeah, I stay by myself.
What's that supposed to mean?
Wait, you calling me broke because I stay here?
Yeah.
In the same complex that you stay in?
Yeah.
How that make sense?
Any nigga try to talk to me has to have their shit together.
Curious to know, what all does a guy need to qualify to date you?
He needs to have his own crib, not an apartment. His own car that's not busted. At least make 6 figures and know how to treat me like a princess.
How old you is?
22.
You stay here by yourself?
I live with my mom.
This your car?
I share with her too.
What you do for a living?
I work at Wendy's.
That's it?
Yeah.
So how the f do you expect a nigga to have all that when you ain't got none of it?
What he need to worry about is what he got going on. That's all that matters.
So he gotta pull up on you every time y'all hang out. Like, you ain't even got the option to do that for him.
Okay, mind your damn business and go on about your day, trash man.
Where the f that came from?
You taking out the trash, aren't you?
Yeah, like a normal person would.
My nigga would have them come get it from the house.
He still gotta take it to the Ma'am, you have a nice day. I hope your delusion come to light.
Delusion? What's that supposed to mean?
You still talking? Broco's always got something to say. What you said?
This is the thing, right? The crap that she says, none of it is like, oh, I want a respectful man. I want a man with morals. I want a man with principles. I want a man that wants to be a father. I want a man that wants to marry. No. Things that would make a long-term relationship. What did she say? I want a man that makes 6 figures. Money. I want a man that has a car. Money. I want a man that has his own place. Money. It's everything women care about is really equal to money. And again, like I said, this is most likely a skit. This is most likely a skit. This is most likely, but this is not far from reality. Most women, this is how they think. This is how they think, where everything equates to money. And then you wonder why women are not having successful long-term committed relationships. That is the thing. That is the thing where I think that's the insanity of it. Where I also think you wonder why divorces, marriage rates, okay, the divorce rates. Why do it? What are one of the other reasons? Right? Yes, cheating has been. I think women's boredom is one thing, but it's also finances. And you always hear this where, oh, if a couple's they're both working and yet, you know, they're making good money, yet they're still struggling. Why? Because I honestly believe a lot of these couples, they're living beyond their means. And in my honest opinions, it's because of women. I honestly believe women are And women have the majority of debt, right? Women are the majority of consumers. So I honestly believe that one of the issues, let's say in marriages, is that women are not satisfied enough because men don't have enough money. So here's the thing I've said. I've said this before. My baby mom, right? My baby mom is that I honestly believe the type of man I was in the beginning of the relationship and the type of man I was towards the end of the relationship was the same type of man, right? The same type of man. I didn't change up. I wasn't like, you know, a liar then, a cheater. I didn't change things up, right? I didn't suddenly become an abuser. But the biggest key difference is that I didn't have enough money. I couldn't buy her enough. I couldn't spend enough. And that's the thing where I believe a lot of relationships falter at. Where a woman, yes, she may love you, but at the end of the day, you couldn't buy enough for her. You couldn't spend enough for her. You couldn't take her on enough trips. You couldn't do enough for her because of the amount of money you have. And I think that's a lot. I think that's a big failure of a lot of relationships now, when a woman feels like, oh, he's not doing enough for me. So at the end of the day, I think that's the dangers, or that's the reality of a lot of relationships where women will always, their main focus is always about money. And I think that's very telling. It's very showing that you see that a lot in a lot of women nowadays. 6-figure men have become so popular, right? The high value men have become so popular. It is insane, right? And women constantly saying, "Oh, 6 figures nothing, 6 figures nothing." No, that is. I always say this: if any of you guys make 6 figures, you guys are above average men. You guys are top percent men. Never doubt that. So really, you guys deserve high quality shit. It's just plain and simple. So that's the thing with a lot of women. Don't understand that you are asking for top quality men, and in a lot of cases, women don't even qualify for that type of, because what's so special about you? And this clip showed it. What's so special about her? Absolutely nothing besides her beauty. That's it, right? That's the thing where women don't understand. All you got is your beauty, your body. That's it. That is the only thing special that a lot of women have, that majority of women have, is their beauty. That is practically it. Because they give you nothing else beyond that, beyond their beauty. So I always think it's a shame because they don't understand that there's nothing else special about you. There's nothing that makes you think that you qualify for rare men. And these men that makes 6 figures, well, to them, you're a dime a dozen. So yeah, let's play this clip one more time.
I said broke niggas always got something to say.
You know me? How you know I'm broke?
You live here, don't you?
Yeah, I stay by myself.
What's that supposed to mean?
Wait, you calling me broke because I stay here?
Yeah.
In the same complex that you stay in?
Yeah.
How that make sense?
Any nigga talk to me has to have your shit together.
Curious to know, what all does a guy need to qualify to date you?
He needs to have his own crib, not an apartment. His own car that's not busted. At least make 6 figures and know how to treat me like a princess.
How old you is?
22.
You stay here by yourself?
I live with my mom.
This your car?
I'm straight with her too.
This is the thing that women don't understand. This is the problem, though. I think this is kind of an epidemic. Average women are expectant and asking for above average men. That's the insanity. Here's a woman. Again, like I said, this is most likely a clip, but this is not. This is most likely a lot of women are like this. A lot of women are average. They're nothing special. So they put down the men that are on equal footing to them. Okay? That's the thing. That's the insanity. You put down the men that are equal footing to you when you're nothing special. And this is the danger that a lot of men have to understand. Honestly, when you have a woman that upgrades, or like, let's say she gets a promotion or whatever at work, be forewarned, because there's a high percent chance that she will leave you. When a woman looks down on you, when she looks down on you, she thinks you below her, you're gone. Your days will be numbered. When a woman thinks that she's above you, your days is numbered. She will lose respect for you, and that love is about to be gone. Because a woman will only respect you the amount that, your manlyhood, or the amount that you provide, or the amount that, supposedly you're superior to her. But when she thinks that you're below her, you're inferior to her, that's when things are done. That's when the relationship will go, down the toilet.
What you do for a living?
I work at Wendy's.
That's it?
Yeah.
So how the do you expect a nigga to have all that when you ain't got none of it?
What he need to worry about is what he got going on. That's all that matters.
So he got to pull up on you every time y'all hang out. Like, you ain't even got the option to do that for him.
Okay, mind your damn business and go on about your day, trash nigga.
Where the f that came from?
You taking out the trash, aren't you?
Yeah, like a normal person would.
My nigga would have them come get it from the house.
He still got to take it to the duck. Ma'am, you have a nice day. I hope your delusion.
And that's the thing, right? Men are dealing with women's delusions. That's why, you know what? Where I had comments of, you talk about, why are you talking about this? Well, the delusion is real. The delusion is insane. Like I said, this is the insanity. Why, when average women or below average women are expectant or think they deserve above average man, well, that is delusional. And I personally will call that out. So I don't know about you, but I can't stand for delusion. I can't stand for hypocrisies, delusions, and just the insanity, the absolute stupidity. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Yeah, have a nice day. Move on. Don't bother with that shit. Okay, so let's end out the live on this clip. I think this is an interesting clip. Alright, so let's check this one out.
People are losing their minds over this one thing I said in a controversial video the other day, and I want to talk about it. I made a statement that was maybe a little too aggressive. That being said, I still meant it. The statement was, my time is more valuable than a $7 coffee. I stand by this, and here's why. I'm really single, I don't do apps, I'm not looking for anything. If I'm gonna actually go on a date with someone, it's because they've seriously caught my eye and they have done something to make me interested, which is how it should be. Most men in the dating world these days treat dating like a fast food delivery service and want it to be as cheap as possible. Because they're dating for the wrong reasons, trying to date and meet as many people as possible, rather than intentionally pursuing one person who really catches their eye. Not only do I not want a cheap man, I expect to see some intentionality from anyone who's trying to convince me that they're actually seriously interested in me. So even if this is a 5-star guy, me saying I don't do coffee dates when he asks me if I want to go on a coffee date gives him an opportunity to exercise that he is an intentional man and make another plan. In addition to that, I'm not drinking a ton of coffee. I'm a low cortisol girl, so I really don't want coffee. Like, give me something else. In addition to that, I own a business. I have a very busy schedule. My schedule stays booked out a week ahead. I'm not going to carve an hour out of my afternoon when I don't know if there's potential there, but I will be eating lunch or dinner anyway, so if you want to plan for that, then I'm down. Given I run a business, taking an hour away out of my schedule, carving out that time for someone that I barely don't even know, like, the opportunity cost is not there. You can't convince me that it makes sense. Never, and I mean never, have I ever said no to a coffee date and a man was like, oh, never mind, you're too posh for me. No, he just makes other plans, but the beta cheap males in my comment section will disagree. So ladies, if you don't want to do a coffee date, don't do a coffee date, because if he's actually worth it, he'll just propose another plan. And I understand that maybe I said it a little bit too aggressively. I shouldn't have said my time is more valuable than a $7 coffee. But I still mean the principle of what I said because I don't want to do a coffee date. My time is valuable. My standards are high. The right person is willing to meet those standards and will adjust their plans accordingly in order to get to know me, or they won't. And in which case, they're not my person, and I'm okay with that. The dating world these days is incredibly toxic, and unless we as women raise our standards and choose to say what we are and are not willing to accept anymore, then nothing's going to change. So don't be afraid to say what you want and say it confidently, because the right guy will always rise up and meet those standards. Love you, bye.
Let me preface this, right? I always preface this in pretty much all my Kendra G videos, which I hope you guys check out. Dating for women will always be easy. Women will always have men that will want them. No matter if you're pretty, ugly, skinny, fat, old, young, whatever. Women will always have men that will want them. Always. The issue is that you have to understand why they're still single. It's most likely is because the men that they want don't want them. It is most likely that the men that they are attracted to and the men that they attract are terrible men. And it's most likely because they're hard to deal with. That's the thing, right? That's the thing where a lot of people don't understand. Women will always have options. The thing is that, will those options be good? Here's a woman that she owns a business, awesome for her. But I'm pretty sure she wants a top level man. Okay? Your time ain't more valuable than these other men. Your time is not more valuable than other men. She's not making millions a minute. Okay? This is the thing where women don't understand. That let's break it down. Well, let me break this down.
People are losing their minds over this one thing I said in a controversial video the other day, and I want to talk about it. I made a statement that was maybe a little too aggressive. That being said, I still meant it. Statement was, my time is more valuable than a $7 coffee. I stand by this. And here's why. Fully single, I don't do apps, I'm not looking for anything. If I'm gonna actually go on a date with someone, it's because they've seriously caught my eye and they have done something to make me interested, which is how it should be. Most men in the dating world these days treat dating like a fast food delivery service and want it to be as cheap as possible. Because they're dating for the wrong reasons, trying to date and meet as many people as possible, rather...
No. Because dating for the wrong reasons, they want a woman that's not about the money, not about the 5-star restaurant, not about trying to impress her. Because a man that, let's say, a cheater, a liar, well, no duh, he can impress you. That don't mean that it shows you his character. This is the thing where women understand. No, you're dating for the wrong reasons. You're dating for a reason for a man to impress you with his money. Because he's taking you to a 5-star restaurant. He's taking you to an experience. He's giving you an experience. Instead of getting to know the man. That's the thing where women are ridiculous. No, men have changed up where when men say coffee dates, walking dates, low investment dates, is that they want the woman to just get to know them. Get to know their personalities, their hobbies, their likes, their dislikes. Ask questions so they can ask questions so you can get to know each other. Not be impressed. Oh my God, I just took you to Ruth Chris. I just took you to a 5-star restaurant. You are impressed. Now what? Now what? You're impressed, okay? So I can plan the next impression. So I can do... That's the thing where women have failed because... For forever, men have done that. Men have tried to impress women. And what does that get men? A lot of times, it just gets men an empty pocket. You imagine this, right? That you impress this woman, and then what? If you didn't impress her enough, you took her to an expensive restaurant, and you didn't impress her enough, She didn't like your personality. She got to know you and whatever. She didn't like your personality. Then what? She will be on to the next. So now you're out money for spending on this expensive restaurant. Now you have wasted your time because your time is just as valuable. Now you wasted your effort. And then what? You just wasted all that time to get a woman to not be impressed anymore. Not want to deal with you anymore. Men know that feeling. I've been through that so many times, like the first dates and all that shit, where, okay, take her to a nice restaurant, get to know her and stuff. Find out, you know what? She doesn't really like me. Or, hell, I don't even like her. But I just wasted this money. I just wasted gas money or pick her up and all this. I just wasted all this effort for it to end. That's not a good investment. That money you could have put into an investment. If you, like she says, she's a business person, right? She owns a business. Well, you could have put that money back into your business instead of wasting it on a woman that wasn't interested in anymore.
Than intentionally pursuing one person who really catches their eye. Not only do I not want a cheap man, I expect to see some intentionality from anyone who's trying to convince me that they're actually seriously interested in me.
And that's the thing, right? One, definitely the cheap man thing. That women, it's all about the money. And two, convince her. That's the thing where she wasn't even attracted like that to you. Because you have to convince her to get with you, to be with you, to want to be in a relationship with you. You have to convince her. She wasn't interested in. So how's the best way to convince her? It's just to get to, like, this is the thing we want to understand. Men want to get rid of the BS, right? That's why they say coffee dates or low investment dates. Here's the convincing. I'm pouring out what kind of man I am, what personality I have, or whatever. That's it. You tell me if you want it or not, if you like it or not. That's like not wasting time right there. And this is the thing when she said worth more. Her time is worth more. The best way to not waste time is a few hour date dinner. That's a waste of time. A coffee date is what, 30 minutes? Like, seriously, the logic of women is so faulty. Is that if you don't want to waste time, okay, you don't have to get dolled up for a coffee date. You don't have to spend a whole lot of time getting a drink, and you don't have to drink a coffee, right? You could drink a tea. It's just a coffee date. It's just a name. This is the insanity where if you don't want to waste your time, coffee dates or a drink date is the best option.
Even if this is a 5-star guy, me saying I don't do coffee dates when he asks me if I want to go on a coffee date.
And that's the thing, right? How's her time more special than the man? She doesn't understand. Her attitude, her state of mind is what will get her played. Because let's say this, the men that look past that, her shitty personality, the men that look past that are the men that want to hit it and quit it. The men that just want to get with her and maybe cheat on her. The men that want to use her. The men that don't look past, they will look past her shitty personality and just see a pretty face and a, maybe decent body, because I don't really know, but maybe, just her looks. And ignore her personality just because they want to hit that and quit it. The men that, that they were after, they were dating with purpose, will see the shitty personality and won't want to deal with it, right? But again, she don't understand what type of men she's attracting. That's the thing. She won't understand what type of men she's attracting.
Gives him an opportunity to exercise that he is an intentional man and make another plan. In addition to that, I'm not drinking a ton of coffee. I'm a low cortisol girl, so I really don't want coffee. Like, give me...
Unless you don't drink any liquids, you're ridiculous. A coffee date doesn't mean that you have to drink coffee. You can drink anything. that's the thing where this absolute sheer stupidity. Coffee date don't mean actual coffee. It means just the price of a drink. That's it. You can drink anything.
Something else. In addition to that, I own a business. I have a very busy schedule. My schedule stays booked out a week ahead. I'm not going to carve an hour out of my afternoon when I don't know if there's potential there, but I will be eating lunch or dinner anyway, so if you want to plan for that, then I'm down. Given I run a business, taking an hour away out of my schedule, carving out that time for someone that I barely don't even know, like, the opportunity cost is not there. You can't convince me that it makes sense. Never, and I mean never, have I ever...
This is the insanity of women. The opportunity to know a decent man, to get in a relationship with a decent man. What? It's like, do women not understand that? What's the opportunity cost? It's to get to know a decent man. If you are on the dating market, the opportunity to know a decent man. That's the price. That's what you're paying for. That is what you're trying to get. Not to get to know a man that, let's say this, wants to impress her. Will ignore her shitty personality. Wants to impress her because why? He wants to hit it and quit it. Because I know men. Men will put the money in. Okay? Men will put the money into dates, experiences, all that shit because they want to conquer it. So even though this is pretty much a high price, an S worker in a sense, but men will think that it's also the chase. Men don't mind putting in the money, putting in the opportunity, putting in the effort because just to hit it and quit it, just to say that they got it. Men do that. But that was I say. Men do that to shitty women. Women that they don't see long-term commitment from. So, what type of men you're getting? You don't. This is the thing women don't understand. The way women go about dating is why they are suffering in dating. Is why the type of men they attract. The men that hit it and quit it. The men that cheat on them. The men that abuse them. The men that lie to them. It's because how women go about dating.
Said no to a coffee date and a man was like, oh, never mind, you're too posh for me. No, he just makes other plans, but...
Yeah. Listen to what I said. Yes. No man has got angry because she said no to a coffee date. He made other plans. Where's that man now? This is the thing what women don't understand. Where's these men now? She ain't dealing with these men. So really, that tells me that, okay, great. You said no to a coffee date to him. He made another plan, most likely maybe an expensive restaurant, and she still did not go with him, right? Or it didn't end in a relationship. Great. That's results, right? That's why you should not do coffee dates, to still end up alone and with less money. That makes sense. The sheer stupidity.
The beta cheap males in my comment section will disagree. So ladies, if you don't want to do a coffee date, don't do a coffee date. Because if he's actually worth it, he'll just propose another plan. And I understand that maybe I said it a little bit too aggressively. I shouldn't have said my time is more valuable than a $7 coffee. But I still mean the principle of what I said because I don't want to do a coffee date. My time is valuable. My standards are high. The right person is willing to meet those standards and will adjust their plans accordingly in order to get to know me, or they won't. And in which case, they're not my person, and I'm okay with that. The dating world these days is incredibly toxic, and unless...
And you know what? These women are making it toxic. Not going on a simple date with a man to just get to know them, right? Like, get rid of all the BS, the impressing, the fakeness or the showiness, and just get straight to getting to know the person. That's not toxic at all. That's how relationships should be. That's how the dating market should be. To get rid of the BS and just try to get to know the person. It's absolutely ridiculous. And this is the thing with women, right? This is the thing with a lot of women. Yes, their standards are high. They expect a lot. But I guarantee you, if the man was good looking enough, those standards would definitely be lower. So that man can qualify. And she would not put as many rules on those men. Right? Women have done that countless times. So that's the insanity of a lot of women. The thing to put standards and rules on men that have to be have to convince her to think otherwise. But I guarantee you, the Chads, the Tyrones, the players, the bad boys, I guarantee you they hit it and quit it plenty of times. There are not so many rules and regulations on those men. But the men that are average or nothing special, the men that have to put in the effort, well, yeah, the bars are very high for those men. But, what can I say? Women will always be delusional. They will see it the way they see it. So I think that's the insanity of it. And I'll say this, right? Yeah, women don't have to go on coffee dates. No one said women they have to. But this is the thing where I view it as, you wonder why women are having issues in the dating market. I always think that men see that it's tiring. It doesn't work that men have to impress women, because what is it getting? Men aren't getting relationships when they impress women with, like, let's say, expensive dates. That doesn't necessarily equate to a relationship. Because, again, a man that takes her out on, let's say, a 5-star restaurant or whatever, an expensive date, that doesn't equal a relationship. So it's not a one-to-one thing. So it's not like, oh, I take her out on a date or expensive date, I'm getting a relationship. No. So this is the thing where a lot of men just get rid of the BS. Where, how about you just get to know me first? Right? And this is the insanity, right? This is the insanity. Where a coffee date is literally just a talking stage. Get to know the person. Get to know them, right? If you like them, they like you. I mean, it's like if the man likes you, you like the man, right? You guys like each other, then he will definitely plan for a good date. Because you both like each other. So you're both coming into a date already liking each other. Plain and simple. But no, women are like, I'm going to decide if I like you or not on the expensive date. So really, a man doesn't even know if his investment of the date is going to pan out. That's the insanity. That's the insanity. So, yeah, I just think that women don't see that. You know what? Maybe your actions is what's keeping you single, or producing the problems you are having in the dating market. So I just think that women don't see it. But hey, it is what it is. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think? So I think it was a fun live. I don't know if Alvy's still here, but thank you for, dropping the memberships. That's really cool. That's really awesome. J Rob, thank you for all the comments. Thank you for watching. It's cool. Big Grace, what's up? Elk, what's up? Yeah. I think the live has been fun. What do you guys think? Thank you for support. All the support you guys are doing for my small baby channel. Thank you for all the support. Yes, thank you for joining the first live. There will be more to come. Hopefully to see you again in the future. But yeah, thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the love. Continue watching. If you guys could continue support, that would be amazing. Check out my other videos, the likes, the subscribes, commenting on the videos. That's always helpful. other than that, I think it was a decent live. What do you guys think, right? But I think that's it. I hope you guys have a good weekend. But yeah, that's it. Later, guys. It's been fun.